Aloha, yogi. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a really sweet hip opening practice. I know it's holiday time, right? You see my tree behind me. It can be a little frenzied, and we tend to store a lot in the hips. We tend to be really busy this time of year, so maybe we're not giving ourselves as much self care as we'd like. Here's a beautiful opportunity for you to do just that. It's a really short 10-minute practice, so grab your mat, grab any props you need, and we'll get going. But of course, before any of that, if you're inviting cannabis to your practice today, I just invite you to take a toke with me. Light it up, smoke it up. Mmm. So take your time getting elevated. If you are enhancing your practice with cannabis today, grab your water, have it nearby. Otherwise, let's get into it. Okay, yogi. We are going to start today on all fours. So hands underneath the shoulders or somewhere nearby, and knees underneath the hips or somewhere nearby. No need obsess about it, just whatever feels good in your body. And we'll just get right into it. We're going to start by dropping the belly toward the floor, lifting the chin, coming into our cow pose. Then with a big exhale, we'll round the back, tuck the chin toward the chest. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. And exhale, round it in. Good, 2 more just like this. If you want a little stretch in the toes, you can tuck the toes behind you. Round it in, good. Last one here. Big breath in, lift the chin. And exhale, round it in. Good, just coming back into a neutral spine, whatever that means for you. Maybe wiggling side to side. And then we'll just pat out the feet. Pat, 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 pat. Nice. So we'll start with the left leg. We'll just hover it off the ground. Really make sure your hands are supporting you. Yeah, you can dig the fingertips into the mat. Not dig, but kind of push them in so they're engaged and really supportive. And then we'll begin with an inhale, lifting the knee toward the chest, out to the side, up, back, and around. So making circles with that hip joint. Remembering to breathe. And we'll do 3 or 4 in this motion. Good. And when you feel complete, we'll reverse it. So we'll take the knee back and up, out to the side, around and down. Let it out. If sounds are coming to you, just let it out. Grunt, moan, breathe. Beautiful. And before we rest this leg down, we're just going to stretch it back. Good. Hover it off the ground. And if you want a little more, we'll extend the right arm forward, as well as the gaze, looking over those front fingers. And let it all go. Before we move to the other side, we'll just wiggle the hips side to side. Resetting. Gorgeous. All right, moving on over to the right side now with an inhale. Knee comes up and in toward the chest. Out to the right side, up, back, down, circling the knee. Really loving up that ball joint in the hip. And getting ready to reverse. Taking the leg back, up, out to the side, around and down. Good. And you can kind of feel it working the joint, yeah? encouraging that synovial fluid to kind of lube up the joint. Good. Before we rest the leg, stretch it out behind you. Really extend, flex that right foot. And if you want a little more, we'll extend the left hand forward this time, shifting the gaze to extend beyond the fingertips. Couple breaths here. Beautiful. We'll lower everything down. Bring the knees as wide as the mat, toes to touch. Sink the hips toward the heels. And here's where you might want a block if you have one handy or a thick book. But we're coming into child's pose. If the hips are really hovering, you can use your block and shove it back there, sitting your butt on the block, and then fold forward from here. And if it is your head that's hovering from the floor, you might want the block in front of you, as I'm going to do. And then we'll just surrender, melting into the floor. Breathing here. Life is good. All is well. Couple more breaths in child's pose. Sigh your next exhale out. Make it a long, slow breath out. Let anything go that's ready to go as you breathe. Yes, one more breath here. With your next inhale, slowly begin to really push into the arms and the palms as you walk the hands back in. And from here, slowly lift the head and the torso, moving as if the air were honey or molasses. Lovely. Check in with your high. If you want to toke a little more, pause the video. Otherwise, I have one more yummy, yummy hip stretch for us. So we'll just come on to our knees. And we're going to go ahead and step the right foot forward. And we want it to be outside of both your arms here. And this might feel intense already. So if you need to lessen the intensity, walk the foot back toward the body. And on the other hand, if you want more of a stretch, more intense of a stretch, you'll walk the foot further away. And then you can even take the foot off the mat for this one. But really getting nice and steady, just beginning to rock forward and back, seeing how that feels in your body. And also seeing if you can keep that right leg super loose. Like, let's release any holding. Okay, rocking back and forth. Coming up onto the heel, inviting the foot to join the party. Good. So we got our back and forth motion. We're going to begin to take it around. Move it around. Swirl it around. Again, keeping that right leg as loose as possible. Your circles can be fast or slow. And they can be big or small. This is your journey. Enjoy the ride. And then we're going to reverse when you're ready, yeah? So whatever motion you were moving in, just reverse it as if you were a DJ with a turntable. Spinning your record that is the hip. Ooh. Good. Couple more like this. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Gorgeous. And slowly we'll begin to come into the side to side motion now. We started rocking front and back. We're closing side to side, making sure we move the hip in all the ways, right? We want to be nice and mobile, maintaining our flexibility, our mobility in the body and also in the mind. Yoga extends off the mat, so we want to maintain that flexible mindset as well, yeah? Slowly coming into stillness. And we'll just bring the right leg back. And we're going to come into a seed child's pose before we move to the other side. So here the knees will be together. And I like to just bring my head to the mat and extend my arms back by my legs. And again, you may want to prop yourself with a block under the head or under the butt. And when you find your pose, just settle in. Feel the body release with every long exhale. Couple more breaths here. Beautiful. We'll start by walking the palms forward, bringing them kind of right next to the head. And from here, really push into the palms. Slowly breathing, we lift the head. Exhaling, we rise. Good. All right, we're going to move to the other side now. So this time coming onto your hands and knees again. And when you're ready, we'll step that left foot forward. So again, find where it feels good. Maybe it needs to be closer to the body than mine is. That's fine. Meet your body where it is. No judgment. Honor yourself. Give yourself what you need. And plant the palms. And then we'll just begin this forward and back. Forward and back. Inviting the foot. Keeping the leg loose. Letting that left leg just flow in this motion. And when you're ready to invite your circles, we'll begin. And it doesn't matter which way you start your circles, whatever feels natural to you, whatever's feeling good in your body. You may notice this side feels tighter than the other. Maybe it feels looser. Just notice. Good. When you're ready, we'll reverse the motion. So whichever way you were going, go the opposite way. Make sure you're breathing. Maybe allowing a smile to creep across the face. It's okay to be proud of yourself for prioritizing your self-care today. I'm proud of you. And then we'll come into the side to side to close our hip circles. Side to side rocking. Amazing. Good. We'll just walk that left leg in and we'll close in a comfortable seat. So maybe you want to elevate your hips by sitting on a block like me. And for me, I'll just come into an easy zigzag leg. I think that's the Sanskrit term. Just kidding, obviously. And we'll just close with a few breaths of ha. So, whatever your comfortable seat looks like, letting yourself arrive. And we'll bring the spine a little taller than it just was, finding some integrity. And just bounce the shoulders out. Swirl the neck side to side, loosen everything. Good. And lastly, making sure the jaw is unclenched, nice and soft, and closing the eyes down if that feels good. Beautiful. So in Hawaii, we have a word, it's ha. It means the breath of life. So this breath is just an inhale through the nose and an audible ha as you exhale, sigh out. We'll do this together 3 times to seal our practice. So go ahead and expel all the air out of your lungs. And here we go. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out. Ha. Good. Round 2. Inhale through the nose. And let it go. Ha. And last breath like this, in through the nose. Let it go. Just pausing here. Notice how you feel. And with an inhale, we'll raise our hands to rest the thumbs against the breastbone, spreading the fingers wide as the palms touch, embracing Anjali Mudra or prayer pose. And we'll just bow the chin slightly toward the chest. And the love and the light in me sees, honors, and respects the love and the light in you. Aloha. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you're feeling super chill, ready to take on whatever is in store for you next. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you vibed with this video. I'll see you next time. Aloha, yogi.